Welcome students to biology class. Today's topic is transport in plants. Whenever children we are talking about transportation in plants, the transport takes place by vascular bundle. Today the topics that we are going to cover are vascular bundle, then difference between the xylem and phloem. Third is the function of xylem and phloem. And fourth is your transportation process is involved in water and food in plants. So first question arises here, why transportation of substances is needed in plants? As we know, plants are living things and they comprise of leaves, stem, roots, fruits, flowers, birds, branches. So these are the parts of the plants, most of the plants, and they require the substances to be transported because they are multicellular also. And multicellular things always require movement of the substances from one part to the another part. Now in the case of the higher plants, it is done by various processes that we are going to discuss here one by one. First of all, how the transportation takes place. The question when we talk about how transportation takes place, it takes place by the help of vascular bundle. Now what is vascular bundle? Vascular bundle is the specialized tissue found in plants made of xylem and phloem. Now the second question arises, what is the difference between the xylem and phloem and what they are made of? I have tried to answer this question in the same answer, that is the differences. First, it is made of tracheids, then comes your vessels. Tracheids are tapered at both the ends and they are made up of sclerenchyma. This is dead part. Now comes your vessels. When we talk about the vessels are tube-like structures and they also have perforations in between. Then xylem parenchyma cells are also found. Now these cells are found in between, and then fibers are also found, children. Now they all together make up the xylem. The fibers help to give the strength, and the parenchyma is the only living part. Otherwise, most of the part of the xylem is dead because it does not have to allow friction forces to the movement of water. Now the second part, what does xylem transport? Xylem transports water and the minerals from root to the leaf. Then comes, it is a one-way transport. As I told you, it is one way from the roots to the leaf. Now the roots are going to take it from the soil. The water is taken by the roots and is transported to the leaf. We will know this in my second part whenever I am going to discuss it. Now comes your phloem. Phloem is made up of sieve tubes. When we talk about the sieve tubes, again they are like this and they have more perforations. And then there is the sieve cells are there. We call them as sieve plates also. The sieve cells, they make the plates, and then companion cells are there. These companion cells are very important because they actually guard the movement of the substances. Because when we talk about the food is going to be prepared in the leaf, then it is transported by the help of the phloem. Now this is phloem, and when the food is going to go, so under the gravity it can fall down to the lowest part. So to prevent that, there is some mechanism which does not allow it, and this is the flow is actually controlled by the companion cells, and they help to move it to the branches or the birds, the growing birds which require the food, the leaves which require the food. So their function is like that. Then there is bast fibers. Now these are the fibers which are found in the phloem. Again, these are the dead parts. Most of the parts of the phloem, they are actually live. Then comes your, what does it transport? It transports food in the form of sucrose. Actually, plants prepare glucose and then glucose is transported in the form of sucrose. Glucose and glucose, when two molecules of glucose plus together or they bond together, sucrose is found. It is C. So this is going to be the sucrose. Now when we are going to come to the next part, that is your how the transport is there, the movement. It is two-way transport system. When we talk about two-way transport system, children, we are talking about the transport system where the food is going to be moved from the leaf to the roots and stem, then way back to the leaf. So this, whenever the plants require the food is changed and then again it is going to be sent back in the form of sucrose. So this happens in the case of the plants. So when we talk about the transportation in the plants, again we have to also know about the transportation processes and how it takes place. So I will be taking up this topic in the form of the movement of substances or the water in higher plants. So let us now study that. Just now we have studied about these two, so I am rubbing this up. Now I am going to come to the functions of the xylem and phloem also we have discussed. Now the last part is transportation process involved in water and food in plants. Now how this takes place. Now I will be doing it in a comparative way. First of all, let me draw a diagram for you people. Now this is the cross section of the leaf. When we talk about the cross section, the leaf is having, we are having here a dicot leaf. The dicot leaf has stomata on both the parts. Mostly the stomata is more in the case of the lower part. Now this is what we are talking about. Now this is a leaf's diagram. I have drawn a diagram here to show you cross section. Now then these are the cells. There is a cuticle layer outside. It is a waxy layer made up of cutin that prevents desiccation. Then children, these are the cells. The gaps are there. Now this is stomata. This is the pore, stomata pore or stoma pore. The air is going to go, CO2 goes from here inside. Now these cells, these are epidermis cells. These are the rootlets. These are root hairs. Root hair cells. This is the water. Now water is present in, this is soil. And in the soil, this is hygroscopic water. Now there is, this is your rootlet. Now what happens is the water is going to come here through the hair cells. These are unicellular. These are unicellular. One cell only, the water will move here. then it goes to the cortex. This is the root, xylem. This is the stem xylem, and with it there is phloem also. This is xylem. Now children, what happens is the water comes here by the process of osmosis, and root pressure is built. Now what is osmosis? It is diffusion. So water diffuses inside the single cells and they go to the xylem of the rootlets, then they move up now these are the water molecules. These are all our water molecules and they are going to go towards it. This is phloem. This is xylem. Now these are water molecules. Now children, what is happening here is the first process is the osmosis, which actually moves the water from the higher concentration through a membrane into the cells. Then the water will move and then it will push the water. Here there is capillary pressure. What is capillary pressure? The different tubes have this is their area, cross section area. So the cross section area, when it will be less, so it will have more pressure and the movement of the particle will be more compared to this, because the area is broadened, so the air movement will be less. So what happens is the air is present here and we know that the air is also a fluid and water is also a fluid. So fluids are going to put a pressure because water is more denser, so it is going to push the air out. So it creates a capillary pressure. So capillary pressure is there. This capillary pressure is the second pressure which allows the movement of the water upward. Now here another pressure is there. Now what happens is air is going to be going there and then it comes out also and the water is taken up. Now these are your spongy parenchyma cells. These are palisade parenchyma cells. Now these cells perform photosynthesis. So air is used, water is used, and there is a scarcity of water, and water is also thrown out of the stomata in the form of transpiration. So the water is thrown out in the form of transpiration. What is transpiration? Transpiration process in which water is lost by plants in form of water vapor. So due to the transpiration process, there is a pull which is created. Now here a pull will be created which is known as transpiration pull. Now this transpiration pull is the third process which moves the water upward towards the leaves. So there are the three processes which are required here which help in the movement of the water. So in nutshell, movement of water in plants is by diffusion or osmosis in root, hair, cells, or you can write root. Second is capillary pressure. Third is going to be your cohesion pressure. Each molecule of water have got a force which binds them together, and they move themselves. So this is the cohesion pressure. Then last is your transpiration pull. So transpiration pull, then capillary pressure, osmosis or root pressure, they all are going to move the water in the plants. This diagram is important. Okay, children. So I am ending my topic here, and I will discuss now about the transportation of food. How food is formed? First of all, the question is, the food is formed by the process of, we know, photosynthesis. Now what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is, as you know, now this is your phloem. Now movement of food. First of all, food is produced. Food produced in mesophyll cells is in glucose form. It is converted into sucrose. Now this sucrose contains glucose plus fructose. Now what happens is, now this sucrose then is mixed with, is made a solution with water. Water comes from the xylem. Now this sucrose is first moved into phloem by active transport. So we are seeing here the sucrose is moved. This is in phloem. So first of all, it is moved inside by the process of active transport. Active means when energy is used to movement or for the movement of the substances. Now sucrose plus water in phloem then is going to be formed. Now how the water comes? The water comes because sucrose makes hypertonic solution. so more water. Xylem supplies water. Now when the sucrose solution formed, then it moves by hydro pressure, the pressure of the water. Now this pressure plus gravity pressure allows the movement of the food to parts of plant, and the companion cells, they help to actually make it to move to the parts which are required. The flow is not that the descent of the food, I can say, it is not that fast, it is a very slow process. So children, we learned here now today about the movement of the food and the movement of the water. Okay, I am ending my topic here. Thank you.